Frequently asked autistic questions. Should I tell my employer I have autism? Okay, this is a difficult question to answer in one way. There are many factors I would advise checking before you tell any employer. Does your employer have a HR department, for example? HR is a standard, and if your employer has a HR department, they are open to that standard. Not all places of work will have a human resources department, and HR should be supportive of your issues and be a safer place to start. If you find yourself being talked to a lot by your manager about the way you interact with staff and customers, and you are involved in many disciplinary processes for things you don't believe you have done, and you have a HR department, if this is the case, then it might be a good idea to inform your employer through the HR department. Do not go to anyone else. Arrange a meeting with a HR manager and explain the situation. So in this case, it might be a good idea. The reason it is a difficult question to answer for everyone on the spectrum is that we all have different needs. My advice to people who do not draw much attention to themselves, by this I mean you are not getting into trouble, I would advise you not to say anything. People will always bring their own understanding to something, and if they do not understand autism very well, they may start treating you differently. You might think that it will make life easier, and with the right people it might, but not everyone has a kind heart, and you might find making it known that you are different causes more harm. The downside to not informing an employer is that you can't use the law to protect yourself. This in itself is an issue if you have a higher functioning autism and no other issues. The law is not really set up to support you. It will support you in a small ways, like reasonable adjustments to ensure a workplace process is fair, but only if you can prove discrimination. Otherwise, there is no law to protect you as an autistic person. The rules are only guidelines and are supported only by the best companies. Should I tell my employer? Well, I would say only if you need to. Think about it first. What benefit are you hoping to achieve? The only benefit you can really hope for is that if a complaint is made about you and your autistic traits are to blame, you might be given a second chance. Sometimes it is better to be thought of as a grumpy git and respected for what you do than to give someone a reason to think you are not up to the job because you have a disability.